So, ready to dive into something, well, kind of wonderfully strange.
Always up for a good brain bender.
Perfect, because today it's all about Eat Poop You Cat.
Okay, I gotta ask.
His name, right?
It's something else.
In a good way.
Oh, it's definitely in a good way. We've got blogs. We've even got wiki entries. Some people got real serious analyzing this game, all for something that probably started in a schoolyard somewhere.
Color me intrigued. So what's the deep dive here? What are we trying to uncover about Eat Poop You Cat?
The big question is, how does a game with a name that ridiculous become, like, a phenomenon? What's it say about how our brains work, how we make stuff together?
Okay, I'm in. But before we get all existential, how do you even play this thing?
All right, so picture this. You're with your friends, everyone's got some paper. Top of the page, you write a sentence.
But gotta be about cats eating undesirable things.
Not quite, thankfully. Think visual, like the hot coffee burned his tongue, or the cat stole a slice of pizza, something you could draw.
Ah, the plot thickens. Right. So you write your sentence, pass the paper to the left. Now the real game starts.
Let me guess. We overanalyze the sentence for hidden meaning.
Even better, you draw it, whatever comes to mind. Stick figures, 100% encouraged. No art degree required. In fact, the weirder your interpretation, probably the funnier it'll be.
Sounds like my kind of art class.
You got it. Once you've got your, shall we say, masterpiece, you fold the paper to hide the sentence, pass it along again.
Okay, I'm seeing where this is going. Like a visual game of telephone, right?
Bingo. One article actually called it the drawing equivalent of telephone, which is spot on. You know how in telephone, a message can go from send money to blue elephants in like 5 people?
Always. It's inevitable.
Now imagine that, but with drawings.
Oh, the chaos. This is going to be good.
So the next person gets your drawing no context and has to write down their interpretation of what it is. Then they fold the paper to hide the drawing this time, and on it goes.
Around and around we go.
Exactly. This cycle of drawing and captioning keeps happening until the paper gets all the way back to the person who started it. And that's when you really start laughing.
Because by then, I'm guessing that original sentence is long gone, replaced with who knows what.
Oh, absolutely. One example we found, they started with a phrase, the ball bounces down the stairs. Simple, right.
Straightforward enough.
After a few rounds, it came back as, the dead rose from their graves picking apples as they waltz through the black forest.
I mean, that escalated quickly, but I can totally see how that happens.
And that's the beauty of Eat Poop You Cat. It's all about those unexpected, hilarious twists and turns.
Not about getting it right like in Pictionary or something.
Exactly. It's about the journey, not the destination. And the less artistic talent you have, probably the funnier it gets.
You're speaking my language.
It's like we laugh about it with Eat Poop You Cat, but in real life, those kinds of mix-ups, not always so funny.
Right. Could lead to some serious miscommunication meltdowns.
Exactly. But here, it's like we're finding the humor in that potential for disaster. You know?
There's got to be something kind of deep in that, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like psychologically speaking.
Oh, totally. And it kind of makes you wonder, is Eat Poop You Cat even really a game?
Ooh, good question. Because, like, one of the articles we read, they mentioned how Board Game Geek, those guys take their game seriously.
The ultimate board game gurus.
Exactly. Even they were wrestling with this. It doesn't really fit their definition. No winners, no losers, no rule book.
Free flowing.
Right. But it's so popular. They're like, well, we got to include it anyway.
Love that. It's like that one friend who never follows the rules, but you can't not invite him to the party.
100%. And the thing is, even without a rule book, this thing's been around forever, apparently.
Yeah.
Like the wikis mentioned, it's also known as nonsense. Same game, different name, almost like it's so good it had to pop up in different places organically.
It's like a folktale, almost. Passed down, little changes here and there, but the core idea, it survives. Speaking of which, get this.
Oh, there's got to be a good witch coming after that statement.
Eat Poop You Cat might be the secret ancestor of some games you know and love.
Now, that's a family tree I want to see.
Right, like think Telestrations, that whole draw what you see, guess what you saw game.
Oh, yeah, big hit at parties.
Took inspiration straight from this, from the free-flowing collaborative chaos of Eat Poop You Cat.
So we're not just doodling here, we're tapping into, like, ancient party game wisdom.
Exactly, which honestly makes you appreciate how good the basic concept of Eat Poop You Cat really is. I mean, it's hilarious. It might not even be a game, and it's got Offspring in the board game aisle.
That's impressive.
Right. So what is it about this whole thing, this experience, that keeps people coming back for more? You know, it makes you think, right? Like, we laugh about it in Eat, Poop, You Cat, but those misunderstandings, in real life, they can be rough.
Oh, tell me about it. Missed deadlines, hurt feelings, all because someone thought blue meant green.
Right. But here with this game, it's like we're taking that potential for disaster and we're just laughing at it.
There's something kind of brilliant about that when you think about it. Almost like a pressure valve for all the miscommunication we deal with every day.
Totally. And remember that article that argued against adding points to the game?
Oh, yeah. They were like, scoring completely misses the point.
Exactly. Because it's not about winning or losing. It's about that back and forth, that creative energy.
Even if what you end up with is, well, let's just say, unique to the artistic vision.
Exactly. And it makes you realize, like, we're all kind of drawn to the same weird stuff, you know?
How so?
One of the articles pointed out how often squirrels, cats, and certain body parts, shall we say, pop up in Eat, Poop, You Cat.
It's like a Rorschach test of our collective sense of humor.
Right. This game, it's like a window into how our brains work, how we make each other laugh, how we connect.
And all because of a game with a name that's practically begging you to giggle.
Exactly. So next time you're looking for a good laugh, maybe a little insight into the human condition, grab some friends, play a round of Eat, Poop, You Cat. You might be surprised what you discover.
About yourselves, about each other. Who knows? Might even create a masterpiece of miscommunication along the way.
That's it for our deep dive into Eat, Poop, You Cat. We'll catch you on the next one.
And now for a non-sponsored, totally fake advertisement from this episode's non-sponsors.
Okay, so today we are diving into something truly, truly unique, I'd say. We're going to be looking at the Twinkle Tush.
Okay.
We got that right. It's a jewel, essentially, for your pets. Well, for them. You have the picture. We've got the Oddity Mall product page open right here, and we even found a YouTube video. Can you believe this? Seems loosely related. We'll see about that. I have so many questions, though. Let's start with the obvious, I guess. What is this thing?
I think what's really fascinating here is how this product description, right, tries to like make light of this cat behavior. That. I'm sure a lot of owners would probably rather not think about it.
You mean the whole, like, uncovered butt situation, which they seem very concerned about. Yeah, it's definitely attention grabbing. They even go as far as, like, painting this hilarious scene, right, of grandma gasping, mom fainting at the sight. It's a whole thing.
It's definitely, like, over the top, but I think it's strategic. Positioning it as this, like, humorous gift, because it could be a way to tap into that whole psychology of novelty items and kind of social transgression.
Right, and it makes you wonder, are people buying this for a laugh, or is there actually, like, a deeper desire out there to make your cat, like, fashionable? And, like, for what occasion do you even give someone something like this? Like, happy birthday, Aunt Carol. Here's a sparkly thing for your cat's butt.
Right. I think there's definitely an element of surprise, definitely. And dare I say, a little bit of rebellion against social norms. It's about, like, trying to elicit a reaction. Spark a conversation, even if that conversation is just, what in the world?
Yeah, and let's be honest, anything involving cats, especially if it's ridiculous, it's got the potential to go viral these days.
Precisely. It plays into that whole fascination we have, the unexpected, the things that make us laugh and share with others. And I think this product, it seems very deliberately designed to be shared and talked about, you know?
Speaking of things designed to get a reaction, can we talk about Oddity Mall itself for a sec? I mean, this website is like a goldmine of the unusual. Cat butt coasters, beer-chilling drill bits. They even have this blue furry rug that looks suspiciously like Sully from Monsters, Inc.
Right. It really speaks to this growing trend of these, like, niche marketplaces, you know? It's like Oddity Mall has tapped into this desire for, like, hyper-specific products that really reflect, like, individual interests and humor.
Yeah, and they seem to know exactly who their audience is. Their website is full of keywords like unique, geeky, hilarious. Even their About Us page emphasizes, like, the search for the perfect offbeat gift.
That's smart. That's really smart marketing.
Yeah.
Because by using those keywords, right, not only are they attracting a specific type of customer, but they're also, like, playing into that whole search engine optimization game, you know, so it's likely driving a lot of traffic to their site.
Yeah, it's a far cry from trying to appeal to everyone, that's for sure. Oddity Mall is like proudly waving the flag for, you know, the weird and the wonderful, and their customers clearly love it. But speaking of weird and wonderful, we have to circle back to that YouTube video you shared.
Ah, yes. the infamous video.
Right. The title's like screaming Twinkle Tush promises cat butt cover bling, but all we get is this single. Solitary. Is this irony a failed attempt at humor? Or could this like bizarre tactic actually be like a calculated marketing move?
It's certainly an interesting approach. One possibility is that they're trying to like pique curiosity and then like drive people to, seek out more information, which in this case might be pushing them towards the Oddity Mall website.
It's like crack the code or something, combine a trending topic, cats, right? With this like outlandish product and then like a completely left field approach to the video. Maybe all it takes is a single to like pique people's curiosity these days.
Yeah, and you really can't discount the power of the YouTube algorithm itself.
Yeah.
Like using those keywords, right? Twinkle Tush, cat butt cover bling.
Yeah.
In the title. Even without any related content, really. That might be enough to like game the system a little bit, attract those views.
Right, so even if people click out of the video like immediately, confused, maybe slightly amused, those views still count. It's a bold strategy.
It is.
Intentional or not. It definitely makes you stop and think. And in a world like so saturated with content, isn't that half the battle these days?
Yeah, for sure. It's like they've managed to spark a conversation, even if it's just a like bewildered, did I really just watch that kind of thing?
Right. Well said. I think the line between like brilliantly bizarre and like just plain bizarre can be surprisingly thin sometimes. It really makes you appreciate like the creativity or maybe just the sheer audacity of certain corners of the internet.
Absolutely. This whole like deep dive has been a really good reminder, I think, that sometimes the most unexpected things can teach us the most about like consumer behavior, online trends, and maybe even ourselves, right?
So true. And on that note, I have one last thought for you before we sign off here. If you absolutely had to repurpose a Twinkle Tush for something other than its intended use, shall we say, what would it be? A festive ornament, a tiny disco ball for your hamster's cage. Get creative. Let us know your most outlandish ideas on social media. This has been The Deep Dive, reminding you to always embrace the unexpected.